Okay, so now you've completed assignment one for week one, where you have retooled 9 images that I've supplied with either the downloads or the links. And you should have downloaded 9 images that you revised and edited to output 10 images. The whole purpose of this short 8+ minute video is to show you specifically how to quickly resize all 10 images with just a couple clicks of a button, saving you tons of time. That's a valuable technique. So make sure you really kind of write down the notes for that so you can repeat that. It's so fast. And then I'll show you how to upload these specific images to the photo grid in Adobe Express, how to publish the link, and then how to copy that shareable link for sharing. So I hope this helps, and I think you'll find it a valuable addition to the actual Adobe Express video that you've already watched that just generally covers the introduction to Adobe Express. So here are the finished images, right? You've got it with your last name, the number, so we're ready to go. But these are too large, right? These are whatever the original file size came in as, which is pretty huge. You need to resize all these to 1920 pixels. That video you watched specified how to do it as 800 pixels, which is great. We're going to be doing some of that too. But the bulk of your assignments are going to be resized to 1920 pixels on the longest dimension. And I'm going to show you the quick way to do it. I'm going to drag the icon down so we can see. Okay, I have 10 images, which is what I'm supposed to have because I have 2 of the cat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag to select them all. I'm going to go up to Tools, Photoshop, Image Processor. This is so huge. This is going to save you so much time. And essentially what's going to happen is this will automatically be unchecked. Save in same location is going to automatically be checked, so leave that. And chances are the only thing checked here is going to be save as JPEG. But if not, this is the only one to check in this file type number 3. Save as JPEG, leave quality at 12. And if this isn't set, click Resize to Fit and key in 1920 in the width and the height. Remembering, it's not going to make it a square unless it's already a square. Otherwise, if it's a wide shot or a tall shot, it's going to make whichever's the longest, 1920 pixels, and it's going to kind of auto-calibrate the other size to maintain the proper aspect ratio. We're not going to run any actions. You can uncheck Include ICC Profile and just click Run. And it automatically did it all for me that fast. It's all done. So if I go back to Bridge, it's going to save everything we just did in a folder called JPEG. I like to go in and rename it and say JPEG 1920 finished. You always want to have a workflow so you can come back and figure out what's going on. I'll click out of that so it saved that name. If I double click that folder, now they've all been renamed because we did that as we went, but look at the file size, 1920 by 1920, because that's a square. That one's a square. This one's a square. More squares. This one's not a square, so the longest dimension is 1920. See how that works? This one's not a square, but the longest dimension is 1920, but the height is a lot skinnier than, say, this one. That's because it's a skinnier image. Again, we're only setting the longest dimension, whether it's width or height, to 1920. So that means all these images are 100% ready to upload to Adobe Express. And let's do that super quick. So I'm already logged in. I'm just going to hit Start for free. It's the quickest way to get there. But it's a free thing to use, but it's also free if you are already licensed to Adobe Photoshop and you have more branding ability if you log in with that login ID, that Adobe ID. But anyway, you know how to do this. Just click the plus icon, click the web page designation, add your first image, pick a photo, upload photo. So I'm going to navigate to my finished images, and remember the PSDs are your working files. So I want to go to the JPEG finished, and I'm going to choose, I like this image, which is what I want you to choose. Now, once it finishes loading, I can choose focal point, right? And drag the eye wherever I want. So maybe I'll drag it up, something like that. I'll click Save to lock that in. I'll click here and name it Assignment1, which you should as well. Put your name. You don't get to choose font or anything here. That's fine. And then here's the great part. Just go to Photo Grid, Upload Photo. I'm going to select all these images, 10 items. Click Upload. And it auto-uploaded all of them for me. Now the key is to make sure you load them in order, right? In order that they're assigned. So the very first one should be this image. This should be your second image. your third image, your fourth, fifth, etc. Left to right reading, since we're in a Western society for this class. So this is how I want you to orient it. And there you go. Now what happens if something came in odd, which it will if you don't name it appropriately? See here, the naming convention is my name and then the shot number that I was working on. So they were saved that way. So they loaded that way. So if you have to move something, remember, just click on it and push it backwards or push it forwards, or you can push it even more forwards. You see how you can kind of just do that. So that's how you'd move things backwards and forwards. And once you're done with all your choices, click Save. Remember, if you ever need to edit something, just click on an image and choose Edit Grid. And then you can go back in and move images, delete images. You can add another photo to this grid, whatever you need to do. I'm just click Save. Now, what do? Let's preview it. Let's see how it looks. So it's loading and it's showing me what everybody else is going to see when I send them the link. That's the first landing page, and then everyone's going to see this. So this is what I'm going to see. This is how I'm going to grade it. So again, it allows me to click on each individual image and see in detail what you've done. I can exit out. I can click on this image. I can see in detail. So again, don't worry that these don't look like squares, because I'll see that they're squares once I click into them, and I'll see that you did that part of the assignment correctly. And I'll be able to see in detail, did you mask very nicely? So see how that works? And this is what you're going to submit to me. So I'm going to click exit out. And again, you know how to do this, but again, click share, publish and share link. All right, so when you first get here, it's going to automatically title it whatever you named the entire document at the top. So assignment 1 is perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about picking a category because we're not really sharing this with other people. It's basically just for our class. This author is going to pre-populate with whatever your Adobe ID is. You can turn that on and change it. You can add your picture here, your avatar, and put in your own photo credits, all rights reserved, and then note the date, whatever that date happens to be. You kind of get the idea. And then you're going to click Create Link. This is going to create that page that you can share with anybody forever on Adobe server, so you don't have to maintain any servers. Now again, ignore Facebook, Twitter, Classroom, Teams, email, embed. You don't need any of this for these assignment submissions. You need to get the shareable link, which is right here. And it's very easy. Just click copy. You now have that link. So now you can go paste this link wherever it is that you need to deliver your project. You can put it in a Word document if you want to save a Word document of all of your projects for this term. You can paste the link in an email. So many things you can do with the link. That's all you need. I hope this overview has walked you through all the specific steps of the project. Since this is the very first week, I wanted to make sure you had a lot of repetition and a lot of hand-holding to make sure you don't miss anything, because I know it's overwhelming when you're learning a brand new program.